we have to have a strategy, and the military needs to have their hands, no longer hands tied behind their back, which means that the sorties need to be effective. 75% of all the airstrikes that we undertake, which are far fewer than what existed in Afghanistan, for example, don't even drop their ordnances. It's because we don't have the intelligence on the ground, and we have lawyers on top of the Air Force. We have air superiority in this region. It could be devastating, but we're creating conditions to make it hard for our warfighters to fight. We also need to build an alliance to demand, in essence, the Arab nations to support one unified army in Syria, and we need to re-engage as it relates to Iraq with the military there and the Sunni tribal leaders, and we need to arm directly the Kurds. We need a strategy to effectively destroy ISIS. We could do it if we had the will to do it. This president hasn't shown the will.
You've given us a lot to work with there, so let's just try to dissect some of it. You say no intelligence on the ground. So as you know, the president has sent 50 more advisors. So are you saying that in order to be effective against ISIS, that there should be more boots on the ground to call in those airstrikes?
50 special operators is 50 better than what existed before, but it's not a strategy. A strategy would be, how do we mobilize support for the remnants of the Syrian Free Army? And it might require combat troops to inspire an international effort. I would let the military commanders give the commander-in-chief options rather than tell them what you want to hear. And so, not having gotten those options, I can't tell you if we're going to have boots on the ground, but certainly a more expanded role for the special operators would be essential, and being more effective in strikes as it relates to the air. This last week, there was a convoy of stolen refined oil and diesel going to Turkey to be sold, and they sent out flyers to the, dropped flyers before they started striking to the truck drivers to tell them to abandon it because they may not have been ISIS supporters. My gosh, that's not how you fight a war. You need to destroy their abilities to garner money. That was the appropriate action, but tying the hands of the warfighters the way that this administration has done shows that this is a law enforcement exercise, not a fight, not a military fight. And so we need to unleash the military in unison with our partners in Europe and the Middle East to be effective in this regard.
I mean, of course, what they say they're doing is to try to avoid civilian casualties, and that's why they call off these.
Of course, that's why they the United States always applies the international standards for war fighting, but these are additional conditions on top of the military that goes way beyond what the norms for war are. And it shows this lack of intent to create a strategy to destroy ISIS. This is more of a policy of containment. And so, and it's why this incremental effort is not going to work.